my loves, welcome back to another video. We are doing a what I eat in a day on the Slimming World plan, but we are doing, drum roll please, an SP version. So I have done videos in the past, years ago, of SP. The plan has, I think, remained kind of similar. I will leave a link down below to the information that is officially given by Slimming World on what an SP plan is and the reasons why you do it, and you know, the full black and white rules. I'm just going to briefly describe it from my understanding, but please remember I am not a Slimming World consultant. I'm just a Slimming World member, and you know, I don't have the training and the right terminology and the right knowledge, I guess, as a Slimming World consultant would have. But basically, SP stands for speed and protein, so that's what the S symbol stands for and that's what the P symbol stands for. And in your food optimizing book you will have a list of veg, a list of fruits, which will have the S symbol next to them, and that will mean that the fruit or the veg is classed as a speed fruit or veg, which is typically the lower calorie fruit and veg. For example, strawberries and raspberries, they are seen as a speed food, whereas bananas and pineapple and grapes are not seen as a speed food. So I guess it's probably something to do with the sugars and things like that. So on the SP day, it basically means that you only eat the fruit and the veg that has the S symbol next to it, and with the P symbol that means protein. So this is what you're going to fill up on, because with an SP day you don't have any pasta, rice or potatoes, which are your free food on Slimming World. So you're basically removing the carbohydrates, I guess. You're basically removing the pasta, the rice and the potatoes, and you're kind of upping your speed and you're upping your protein. So that might mean having more protein. So proteins are things like your meats, your eggs, your fish. If you're a vegetarian, it'll be things like cottage cheese, your corn, your pulses, your lentils, things like that. And you're basically eating food for the day that only has the S and the P symbol next to it. Basically no free food. You also can have your sins, so you can have up to 10 sins, I believe, on the SP day, so keeping it below 10. So obviously on a normal day it is 15 the max, so it just limits your sins by 5. And yeah, it's basically used if you've hit a little bit of a halt with your weight loss and you're not seeing the weight losses you think you deserve. It just basically gives your body that little bit of a boost, and I guess in the calorie terms of things it would just be seen as a lower calorie day. And yeah, it's not advised to do it all the time. Like, you are only advised to do it when you need it. So like in a scenario where you've hit a little bit of a wall, you don't know why you're not getting the losses. And some people like to use SP days if they've got an event coming up and they, you know, are on a short timeline, or they're into their last week before their wedding and they might want to do a couple of SP days. There's loads of different reasons, but it's got to be personal to you why you want to do it, and obviously ask your Slimming World consultant for the full explanation on what it is, how you do it and why you do it. But this is just me going off doing Slimming World for so many years, and I like to do. To be fair, I am a carb queen. I absolutely love carbs. For me, to not feel like I am on a diet, I have to incorporate pasta, rice and potatoes every day. It's how I function. It gives me the energy. But when I do need a little bit of a kick, or like you said, I've got something coming up, I might incorporate a few SP days. So that is why I'm going to do a video today where all we're going to be doing is the SP plan, and hopefully I've taught you something. I mean, like I said, I'm not qualified, but hopefully I've taught you something. You've opened your eyes to a new plan that you could potentially do if you need it, and obviously if you've got any questions I will help you as much as I can down below. But I just wanted to intro the video to give you an explanation as what's to come, and we're going to start off with some breakfast. A bit carnage because it is breakfast time, but I forgot to mention on an SP day you also get your healthy extra allowances. So you get your healthy extra B and your healthy extra A. So for breakfast I am going to be doing an omelette. So I'm using eggs, which is protein, which is perfect for an SP day, and then everything that I'm going to fill it with is going to be speedy. So I've got some tomatoes, some mushrooms and some spring onions here. And then I'm also going to be using these. We had these left over from our pizza nights. We've got a pizza oven which I'm sure is going to make an appearance on the YouTube channel. It's fine, you can open it and make a noise. bless him, he's trying to be as quiet as possible because I'm filming, but I feel like you guys know that this is a living house and there's going to be noise. So we've got some leftover chorizo spicy slices from Tesco. These are half a cent each. So instead of bacon and instead of ham, I'm going to use 2 of these. I'm just going to tear it up and pop it in my omelette. I'm just going to use eggs, like I said, is protein, and then obviously you can't have an omelette without cheese. So I'm going to be using some of the Tesco. Now neither of us know how to say this. Grana Padano. Basically, like, I call it the smelly cheese, the cheese that smells like sick. So I'm going to be having some of this on the top. I haven't figured out how much yet, but this is going to be part of my Healthy Extra A. Once I've weighed it out, I'll let you know what I've used. But so I'm just going to go ahead and start cooking. Just to show you what I've done with the cheese, I was using up a packet that we had, again, left over from the pizza. So you can have 30 grams of this cheese as your Healthy Extra A on Slimming World, as you can see here, which I just scanned on the app. I'm just going to do 14 grams because that's all I've got left. So that's half of one Healthy Extra A. And as you can see, because it's so finely grated, it actually goes a really long way. And I scatter it over the omelette in a minute. So yeah, just a top tip if you like that kind of cheese. And this is it all done. So how I do my omelette, I fry off the veggies first. Once they're fried off, I then just add the whisked egg to it. Then to cook it, to save me flipping it, I just add a lid on top. So now I'm just going to use a spatula to get this onto a plate and thoroughly enjoy. I don't think I need any ketchup because I got the tomatoes. So this is going to be my breakfast. It is a little bit later now and I need to hydrate because I haven't had anything yet, and I need to hi sweetheart. Yeah, I need to have some squash or some kind of water and a little bit of a speedy snack. So I'm gonna fill up my Stanley Juke with some squash because I absolutely hate water. I wish I liked it. I wish I could drink it on its own, but I just really don't like it. So I just got the apple and blackcurrant as the double strength squash. Then, I don't know if you know about this, but you know, like in the pub and you get a lime and soda, that is like one of my favourite drinks, and you can actually make it at home, sin-free. I've been loving having a lime and soda, like randomly throughout the day as like a refreshing kind of different drink. So how I do it, I just use the Tesco lime squash cordial, whatever you want to call it. This is sin-free, and just be mindful that this one is quadruple strength, which I didn't know when I made my first one the other day, and it was so limey, it was just overpowering. So you literally need the tiniest bit of this. So your lime cordial, and then Tesco's soda water is also sin-free. So get yourself a little glass with some ice, probably that much. Pour in your soda water. Absolutely love these clear straws. Give it a mix. I just can't explain the taste. It's so nice, it's so sweet. It's just a nice alternative drink to have if you want to mix things up. So I wanted to show you that today. So I'm going to have that. I'm going to fill up my squash and have some squash. And then I went to the grocers, the local grocers, Friday, and got some proper British strawberries. So they smell like a straw. He hears it, honestly. He hears anything I open. He's like me when it comes to food. Someone opens something, I'm there. Anyone else? Yeah, so I'm gonna give these a wash and then have some strawberries because they're speedy. Like, instead of a packet of crisps on an SP day, if you've got like fruit in, grab the fruit, it's great. And then on top, I always add sugarly. I'm gonna show you where I put the packet. Because normally I just put it into my little pot. I think I've shown you this before. But the big packet, I can't find, of course, because it is just like sugar. If you use canderel in higher quantity, you need to sin it, but because I'm literally just going to be going over the straws, I'm not going to sin it. But yeah, we're going to have a speedy stack with a lime and soda and some squash. Look at those. Absolutely wordless. Not wordless, but there are no words. Strawberries, speed and fluids are great. So yeah, speedy, speedy, speedy. Hydrate, hydrate, hydrate. You are gonna have a great day. Time to stop for some lunch, and I really don't know whether to do a pita bread or whether to do bread. So both of these options are a Healthy Extra B on Slimming World. I always freeze my bread, pittas, wraps, things like that, just because I don't use them in time before they go off. So these are both frozen. I wanted to do like a stuffed pita with ham and cheese and tomato and salad, but because it's frozen, I think it'd be quite hard to get it soft enough to stuff it. So then I was thinking of doing like a toasty, like defrosting the bread and then doing a toasty on the George Foreman, which I think is going to be the best choice. So I'm going to use 2 slices of this. This is Aldi. It's the Everyday Essential medium sliced wholemeal bread. It is the 800 grams loaf, so you can have 2 slices of that as your Healthy Extra B. Then because I've used half of my cheese with my breakfast, I'm going to use the other half with this is the Cathedral City Lighter Mature. You can have 40 grams of that as your Healthy Extra. So I'm going to do 20 grams of that so that it will equal up to my 1 Healthy Extra A from this morning. Some ham, which is protein, tomatoes and lettuce, which is speed, so we're carrying on with the SP and the Healthy Extra. And then I'll probably have some low sin crisps, which I'll show you, and then some melon for extra speed as well. So let's get crack-a-lacking. Here we go. So I've got the bread with tomato, lettuce, ham, and I've weighed out the cheese. Then, because otherwise it's going to be a little bit dry, I'm going to use this onion, caramelized red onion relish. This is from Aldi. It is 1 sin for a tablespoon. So I've just got my measuring spoon thing out, and I'm going to spread this across it and then pop it in the George Foreman, which I've got heating up. Decided against the chips, not chips. Yeah, pop chip. Oh my god. No, crisps. I decided against crisps. So I've got my ham and cheese toasty with my onion relish, some of the best tasting tomatoes ever, and a fresh nectarine, which is ripe as can be. So what we're talking, we are talking Healthy Extra B, Healthy Extra A, speed, protein for the ham, speed for the tomatoes inside, and speed for the lettuce I used inside. And then I filled up my bottle again, so we're doing really good with the water. We are also doing really good with the steps today. I'm currently on 13,000. I'm just looking now. Yeah, so that's really good. I took Migo out this morning for a nice long one. So yeah, this is what we're having for our SP lunch. Super speedy and filling, and I will catch you at dinner time. But I hope you're enjoying this video so far. Please give me a thumbs up if you are, if you're finding it helpful and I'm giving you some ideas. Then any love is always appreciated, isn't it? Yes. Are you showing your teethies? Look at that gap. Oh my heart. You are the most handsome boy that ever lived. Yes you are. Yes you are. Sorry, I love him so much. Hello. My nose is probably red because which is naughty. It's wine o'clock. Just joking. It's lime and soda o'clock. Good evening. Winner, chicken dinner, but we're not having chicken. Chicken tonight. I look a mess in this video, I'm so sorry. But it's just been a day at home, so. Dinner. Pork. Thin cut pork loin steaks. However, we are going to remove all of the visible fat to make it sin free. I'm going to put salt and pepper on those, and I'm going to do them on the George Foreman, seeing as I've got the George out from when I made my toasty. With pork, we normally have chips, like pork and chips, but as we're doing SP, I'm going to replace my chips 4 butternut squash chunks. So butternut squash is classed as a speed veg, or is it a fruit? No, a speed veg. So this is just the frozen chunks that are from Tesco. I always have these in the freezer for days like today, and I will just season these with salt, pepper, garlic, onions, paprika, peri salt, whatever it is you want to season them with, and I'll just pop them in the active fry like I would normally do chips, and that will be my side. So it's speed. I've got my protein in my pork, and then I absolutely love a flat top big large mushroom, you know, these ones. So again, this is classed as speed, so it's brilliant. I'm gonna have one of these. I'll probably pop that in the active fry as well to make it go all nice and I guess slimy, because that's what mushrooms go like, don't they? Slimy. So yeah, I'm gonna be having big mushroom, some roasted air fried butternut squash chunks, and some pork, and that is literally it. Super simple, but you can literally have whatever meat you want with an SP day for an evening and replace it with butternut squash. You can get the hot big butternut squash, and you can do butternut squash noodles, you know, with the spiralizer. You can do butternut squash lasagna. Instead of the pasta sheets, you can use butternut squash. You can do butternut squash waffles. I know, I believe it's Sainsbury's that sell the butternut squash waffles. I used to have them ages ago. I haven't seen them in a while actually. You can make butternut squash chips. There's so much you can do with butternut squash and use that as your, I guess, your potato replacement, and it's classed as a speed food. So yeah, that is literally me telling you what is on our kitchen island for this evening's dinner, and I'll show you it all once it's plated up, because you guys know how to fry off a pork loin on the George, and these two are literally just going in the active fry. So there is no hack, there's no talent needed for this dinner. And just to kind of recap so far on how we're doing with sins, we used one sin for lunch. That was for the relish, the onion roux, and then we used a sin's worth of spicy chorizo slices for breakfast. So we're on, nearly swore at you then, sorry, we're on 2 sins. So we've got 8 left. I will probably have some ketchup and mayo or some sort of sauce, not gonna lie with this, otherwise it's gonna be a little bit dry. So sins will come into that, and then we'll have some sins to play with for this evening's dessert. So yeah, I'm rambling, as you can tell, making no utter sense, so I'm on. And this is what mine looks like. Sorry, I'm shouting over the George Foreman because I'm just doing bear's pork. But I got 2 pieces of pork. I'm gonna cut that visible fat off there. Got my 2 mushrooms, my butternut squash done nicely, and then I've got half a sin's worth of ketchup and half a sin's worth of mayo. The ones I'm using are here. They're both from Aldi. Half a sin for a tablespoon, and this meal is 1 sin plus protein, speed, and speed. And then just to finish the day and cool myself down because I am boiling, I'm gonna have one of these Aldi salted caramel ice creams. They are 3.5 sins, really delicious, absolutely rate these. They also do a mint chocolate one as well, which is really nice, and maybe even a chocolate plain one, I can't remember, but yeah, absolutely love those. So I've just filled in my food diary. My food diary is from Princess Planning. I absolutely love it. I have a thing about writing on the right hand side as well. Like, I leave those bare sometimes, but yeah, anyway. So as you've basically seen everything I've eaten, there's no point me talking this through because you've been with me every step of the way today. But I have finished the day on 6.5 sins, which I've just highlighted there. So I highlight in yellow my sins, I highlight my healthy extras in the purple, and then yeah, that's all I highlight. I've drank all of my water, which is massive for me because I literally don't drink any. So yeah, really happy with that. I've done 14,416 steps, which is great because 10,000 is my target of a day. And yeah, it's been a really good day. I've eaten some really nice food. I really hope that this video has given you some ideas of what an SP day is and what you can eat. Obviously, like I said at the beginning, I am not a Slim Real consultant, so take it with a pinch of salt. Some things might not be spot on what I've told you or what I've shared, but it's just my knowledge of it and it's what works for me. I'll just quickly show you what this looks like before I close off the vlog. Not the vlog, well yeah, I guess it is a vlog, and say goodnight. So, okay, this happens sometimes. So, when I shop in Aldi, I never go home straight away. I always either pop to Asda or B&M. So whenever I've bought frozen things, they can lose their shape. So like this one is lost its shape completely and the stick is just within it. I think this one might be, it's a bit skew-ish, but I wanted to show you what it looked like. This isn't a true representation, to be honest, because as you can see, it's a bit misshapen. It looks like. Does anybody remember those foot lollies you could get? They like, I think they were called Skinny Foot or something like that. My mum always used to have them. She always used to have the mint ones. They were so nice. It kind of looks a bit like that. But yeah, it's got like caramel on the inside and it's really, really delicious. But just try to get home before they melt into shape like this. But thank you so much for watching. As always, please like, comment, subscribe, share to all your friends, share to your neighbours, share to your grandparents, share to your cat, your dog, share to everybody. And hopefully this video has taught you something. And I will see you in my next video. Say bye.
Bye.